German voters are going to head to the ballot boxes this Sunday. Chancellor Angela Merkel, well, she is ahead in the opinion polls, although those very same polls suggest the existing coalition may not survive. A big day for Germany it's going to be, but not just for Germany. Many other people will be watching the results very anxiously indeed. Our correspondent Katja Adler is in the German capital, Berlin. Katja.
Well, yes, indeed, people are watching these elections closely. Behind me, you can see the Brandenburg Gate, one of the most famous landmarks in Germany. And of course, it's been witness to historical events that have affected the whole of Europe. The rise of Hitler, for example, or the fall of the Berlin Wall between East and West. And now, political leaders across the world, international markets, business leaders are looking to Germany in the hope that it will emerge re-energized after these elections and really solve the problems in the still struggling Eurozone. But on the streets of Germany, many voters grumble about the euro. Why is their taxpayers' money being used to rescue other countries, they say, when they have domestic problems at home? So they don't want Germany to continue this economic leading role in rescuing the Eurozone. There are, though, very strong voices here at home in Germany that absolutely cheer on the euro. And those are German businesses, the ones that work in Germany's booming export industry. Germany is a wealthy export nation, and to a large part the secret of its success is exporting quality and technological innovation. We're at the headquarters of Biotronik in southern Berlin, which exports medical technology the world over. And joining me now is the president of the company, Christoph Boehmer. Christoph Boehmer, why is it that business in Germany so loves the German Chancellor Angela Merkel? She's been in power for 8 years, and not everything is perfect here in the country.
She's done some things right, and certainly she's held a steady hand throughout the financial crisis. She has always been an ardent supporter of austerity. We tend to like that.
A lot of people outside Germany don't like austerity and criticise Mrs. Merkel for imposing it on them. Why does it work here? There's no national minimum wage. Many people work here for very little money.
The number of jobs is at an all-time high. And yes, there is a large number of people working for low wages, but there is also upward mobility along the salary scale.
And you say that Mrs. Merkel has handled the euro crisis well, and yet we've been speaking to voters in Germany who say, why are we paying for southern Europe when we have problems at home?
Well, Germany is an export nation. We at Biotronik certainly also derive more than 80% of our business from outside of Germany. So having access to that single market in the Eurozone certainly is very helpful to everyone.
And could you explain why it is that other countries like Italy, for example, complains bitterly about having joined the euro and says it's cost them dearly, and yet it's very much benefited Germany?
It has benefited Germany because it prevented the appreciation the Deutschmark would have likely experienced. Italy would have had its currency depreciate, perhaps. So it's about internal reforms that need to take place everywhere to counterbalance the lack of currency.
And it's worked to your advantage on the export market, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Christoph Boehmer, thank you very much indeed. I don't need to guess too hard who you'll be voting for on Sunday. A pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Angela Merkel riding high still in the popularity polls, but what about her party? There's a lot of discussion in the moment in Germany as to if her party remains the strongest in Germany, what coalition it will form, because German politics means there must be a coalition formed after Sunday's election. We can see Angela Merkel at the moment appearing at a rally in Bavaria. It's not the last rally that she will hold. There'll be another one here in Berlin tomorrow on Saturday. All the parties, because the polls are really quite tight at the moment, going out there and trying to grab as many votes last minute as they can. Germany's worried about turnout on Sunday. Many countries would say, I don't know what you're worried about. They wrung their hands at a more than 70% turnout in the last election in 2009. That would be a good turnout in many other countries. But whereas it used to be a social stigma not to vote in Germany, because there's quite a lot of dissatisfaction with Eurozone policies, Angela Merkel not actually touching the real issues in this election campaign, Spain, for example, there are anti-voting groups that have now been formed as well. We will, of course, be keeping you up to date with all of the events leading up to the election. You can also have a look on our website, bbc.com/news, and we will be having an election special, of course, here on BBC World News as of 1600 GMT on Sunday, Election Day, so do join us then as well.
Thank you very much indeed. That's Katya Adler in